It's good to be Disney. It's rarely not true, but right now it's particularly true. In an age when, the box office is still trying to recover from, not just still in post-pandemic kind of recovery. The strikes just killed a lot of stuff. But it turns out that now 2024 had not one, not two, but $3 billion films. And when you know it, all of them are Disney films. The newest one to join it is Moana 2. Variety is now reporting it's official. Moana 2, once destined to just get dumped on Disney Plus, got put into theaters, of course, instead by Bob Iger, and has now crossed the $1 billion mark. They write the following: Moana 2, originally conceived as a television show for streaming, is officially a $1 billion box office smash. The animated sequel has generated $445 million domestically and $567 million, that's a nice balance, internationally, bringing its grand total up to $1.009 billion. As of today, it's actually $1.01 billion, but whatever. Globally, after 8 weekends of release, Moana 2 is Disney's third 2024 release to join the $1 billion club, following Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine, capping off a stellar 12 months for the film studio. None of its rivals fielded a single $1 billion release in 2024, though Universal got damn close with Despicable Me 4 that made $969 million. All right. There's a couple different ways of approaching it. First of all, congratulations to Moana and the folks over there at Disney. Their third $1 billion film, Moana 2, far surpassing what the first one made. Not a huge surprise, because what we talked about a lot is that, you know what the number one streamed movie in the world was last year? Moana. No new releases. No, Moana, the original, was the number one streamed movie. So that kind of pointed to the fact that this is probably going to be big, this movie. And it certainly did. Other thing, again, hey guys, studios, maybe you want to think twice about just dumping one of those movies of yours onto your streaming service. Not that Roadhouse was going to be a $1 billion film. I'm not suggesting that, but maybe, just maybe. And the third part here, Rob, is that they're all Disney films. And it's not a coincidence that all three of them, and three, different kinds of films. And by the way, the funny thing is, I don't know if you got around to seeing Moana 2. I don't think it's nearly as good as the first one.
No.
I still enjoyed it. I still liked it, but I couldn't hum one bar of one song from this new movie.
I'm right there with you.
But, I mean, the popularity of the character, no doubt about it. Moana 2 makes $1 billion. What you see this, what are the things you take away? Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Every January is like a blank slate, 365 pages waiting for you to fill them in. Perhaps it's time to rewrite a chapter that's been holding you back. Life isn't about resolutions that fade. It's about becoming the author of your own life story. And in writing that story, therapy can be your trusted editorial partner, helping you craft meaningful chapters, build resilience, and empower you to live the life that you've always envisioned. Therapy can help you learn positive coping skills, set boundaries, and become your best self. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp offers fully online therapy, making it affordable and convenient. With over 30,000 licensed therapists specializing in diverse needs, you can find somebody who truly understands your story. You can even switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. I often hear from some of our viewers who talk about having some real struggles and challenges over the last couple of years. Well, listen, we commit ourselves to getting more physically strong and healthy by going to the gym. It's time for us to commit to getting more mentally and emotionally strong by getting involved in therapy. So write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/Campea.
Well, the first thing I think of is that we've talked about this on the show when I was, not in the last 6 months, but we talk about the fact that, look, putting a movie in theaters gives it immediate value that you don't get on streaming. Things go into streaming, they just disappear down the streaming rabbit hole. They don't have any pop culture presence, really. I mean, Roadhouse did for a couple of weeks and then it disappeared. But you put something in the theater and it has cachet. People go out to the theater to see it. $1 billion that's a huge vote of confidence on the part of the audiences. And then once a movie makes $1 billion, when it comes on to a streaming service, it has that much more value. People are that much more excited. And we had other movies, I think, over at 20th Century Studios, which is a subsidiary, of course, of Disney. Alien Romulus was going to be
That was going to be just like Prey was. It was going to be a direct to a Hulu sort of thing.
And now they know Prey was direct to Hulu. Now they know the new Predator movies are going to go theatrical. Romulus did very well. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I think that was always going to be theatrical, but still, quietly, 20th Century Studios has been having a great year as well. You know, not billion-dollar movies, but they're putting out theatrical films that are making money. Alien Romulus was only what, $80 million, and it made. I
couldn't believe how cheaply they made that movie for.
And it made like $400 million worldwide. And you'd think the other studios would follow suit, but you know, although Warner Brothers they've moved things like Evil Dead Rise was going to be a streaming film, and
well, even Netflix now, Sarandos has confirmed that like the Greta Gerwig's new Narnia film is indeed going to get an exclusive 2-week.
Right.
But theatrical run in IMAX screens globally. So like even they're starting to maybe recognize this a little bit.
100%. And look, it's good for the business all the way around. This kind of box office return it keeps people working. It keeps people excited. There's no downside to this. Let's see if they can do it with Star Wars.
What do you think about, does it say anything at all? Does it say anything at all? Speaking of Star Wars, that like 3 films managed to make the $1 billion mark, and every single one of them was Disney. I mean, does that say anything about where there are? Because you know, Disney went through a bit of a thing as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, are they clearly fully back at this point? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think, you know, because Bob Iger, when he came back, he said, "Look, we have to make the movies that people want to see." And I think this is. I mean, Moana was something that, again, I'm sure he mandated that this is going to be a theatrical film. I don't know the exact ins and outs of all that, but I do think that having Bob Iger make these proclamations and getting behind them and saying, yeah, let's go theatrical. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm curious to see, not getting into the behind the scenes machinations of it, but we'll see. I'm curious to see where Captain America Brave New World's going to wind up. You know, obviously the movie has to be good. I mean, I want that movie to be good.
I hope so.
I really do. I don't necessarily think it's going to be what I want. It's going to be no Winter Soldier, but I want it to be good. I want to be excited about Marvel. I'm excited about Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And
you know?
Listen, when you look at things like Deadpool and Wolverine crush it for them, Agatha did far better for them than they were expecting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement surrounding Fantastic Four. There is way more excitement than I thought there would have been initially, including for me, for Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
That's actually the Marvel film I'm most excited about.
Well, it looks fun. I love the cast.
But like you said, they gotta kill. It doesn't need to be, Cap 4 doesn't need to be as good as Winter Soldier or anything like that, right? But it's gotta be good.
It's gotta be good.
Just to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, and I want look, it looks like it's Marvel Universe centric. There's a lot of, and I hope that it reinstills, because Deadpool and Wolverine was kind of outside of the main MCU, but this is right back in there, and I want to be excited. I want to believe.
Essentially, Deadpool and Wolverine was a farewell to the Fox universe.
Yes.
Yeah, and anyway, and a beautiful one at that. They did a great job. But anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Moana, I mean, we knew it was coming, but Moana has now finally officially joined the $1 billion club, making 3 2024 films $1 billion club members, and all of them were Disney films.
Crazy.
What are your takeaways from that? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.